Welcome back to another video. So today I want to talk about the absolute importance of exercising on a daily basis, especially when you reach your late 20s, early 30s. It becomes even more prevalent as you get older from there. Um, when you're a teenager, you still should have exercise as an importance, but you're young, you got the energy, you got the stamina, but when you get to your mid 20s, late 20s, and early 30s, and as you get older, you really need to prioritize exercise. And I don't know why so many people do not prioritize it, right? A lot of people get lazy. They feel like it's not worth the time and effort to go to the gym and lift weights, to go for runs, to go for walks. They feel like it's a waste of time because they've just given up. They have the belly, they have a lot of fat on them, and they feel like they should just give up. But I honestly believe that people who you don't need to have that eight pack, you don't need to have that shredded physique to be healthy. And those people may not even be necessarily healthy. The ones that you see in like competitions, or the ones that have like an eight pack that looks super ripped and jacked. We all are under the assumption that they are healthy, but they may not be. They may be starving themselves. They may be taking a lot of supplements which are not good for the kidneys, which are not good for the heart, which is not good for the liver. And you can still be a regular person. You can still have a bit of fat on you, and you don't need to be all muscular, but you can still be healthy. You can keep your heart healthy by doing cardio on a daily basis, going for walks, going for runs, going for a hike up a mountain or a hill or something. You got to do this every single day. You got to make this a priority, because it's been proven that if you exercise on a daily basis, it reduces your chances of getting heart disease and other like really terrible problems that you may face when you get older. And you know, exercise has wonderful benefits, man. You just feel happier overall. When I do like 10 push-ups or 20 push-ups or go for a walk outside, I feel 100 times better, right? And I feel more energy, I feel more focus, and this is like absolutely important to have when you get older too, because our brain starts to get foggy. We may start to lose our memory, you know, about certain things. We may become a little bit slower in our cognitive function. But if we exercise on a daily basis, we can like maintain our mental aptitude, our focus. We can maintain our, we can still be able to pick up things without having to injure our back or have a sprain or something like that if you exercise on a daily basis. And I think that weights is very important to do. You don't have to go heavy. If you just do a bit of light weights, get some dumbbells from online, from a gym, use dumbbells that are 15, 20 pounds. Start lifting, man. Start squatting with them. Start working the biceps. Start doing some shoulder, exercises with it. Do different things. Move the body, man. Put some resistance on the muscles on your body, man. Your body needs to go through a bit of hell physically in order to protect you, in order to increase your immune system, you know? So yes, prioritize it, man. Prioritize exercise. Prioritize your health, because you only have one body, man. You only have one body, and you gotta protect it, you know? Just like you protect your loved ones, you also gotta protect yourself as well at the same time. You want to be there for your kids if if you're married and you have children, or even if you're not married and you still have kids, or people that you need to look after. Do you want to be there for them? Do you want to be, you don't want them to have the burden of having to take care of you when you're supposed to be taking care of them. And the only way to do that is if you are staying healthy, active on a daily basis. And you don't need to go big. You don't need to go big. You can go for a walk every day for 10 minutes outside. That's like enough, man. That's enough to get your heart, healthy, to get your mind healthy, to get your body healthy, to get rid of all the toxins out of your system. That's okay, man. Do a bit of stretching. Go to a yoga class. And you know what? It's a great social thing as well to exercise. You may find a community of people. You may make new friends, lifelong friendships. You may meet that person that that partner that you've always been looking for. Go to a yoga class. You may fall in love with that person. But the point is that we need to make this a regular habit, like we brush our teeth. We need to make this a regular habit, like how we eat breakfast, or we need to make this a daily habit, like how we take a shower every morning or take a bath. Exercise needs to be a part of our life. It's medicine, and it's a daily medicine, and it's the natural medicine, and it's the best medicine. Not those, you know, supplements that you get that the doctor provides you, prescription pills and shit like that, to help you with your depression, to help you with your ability to focus. That actually makes shit worse, man. But if you actually exercise on a daily basis, you will feel happier. You will have more focus. You will have more clarity. And the thing is, it'll eventually become a habit when you start doing it a little bit every single day. And then when you're in a good mood, when you feel active, you start creating discipline. And now that goes into other aspects of your life. You may be disciplined in sleeping on time because you know that also gives you enough time for your muscles and body to recover. You may start eating healthy food because you know that's what your body needs to keep going when you exercise. Everything goes hand in hand. It all goes hand in hand when you exercise. But I feel like the foundation for like discipline and success and happiness, it comes from exercise. It doesn't come from anything else. Anyone who's successful in their lives, they'll tell you that they started off with the weights, or they started off with like prioritizing their, with their health through physical activity. Anyone that's successful will tell you that, and they will tell you that that was what brought them out of the gutter. They would tell you that this is what made them be disciplined with money, with discipline with relationships, discipline with health, discipline with like businesses. It all started with physical activity. So that's why we need to prioritize it. It is the single most amazing thing that you need to do to help you improve in your life, to get better, to get stronger mentally and physically, to get over a breakup, to get over hardship, to get over some sort of failure or rejection or embarrassment. That exercise will help you eradicate that feeling. It is a remedy, a natural remedy for your soul. And man, all you gotta do is, man, look outside the window. Look outside your window. Whatever you're seeing, man, look, this is your playground. This is your playground to go out there and explore the world, man, and to exercise and to be the best version of yourself. You know? Us as human beings, we're meant to move. We're not meant to stay stagnant for too long, because then we'll die quicker. We start deteriorating. And the mind is the same thing. We feed our mind with knowledge. We feed our mind with puzzles and stuff to keep the brain active. We also got to train our body as well to stay active. We have to utilize what we have. We got to utilize our arms for lifting. We have to utilize our legs for walking. We need to use it. If you don't use it, you lose it. It's as simple as that. If you have inflammation in your shoulders or your joints in general, by moving, by going for walks, by lifting weights, by stretching, by performing activities that cause the joints to move, that causes the blood flow to increase, over time, man, it can reduce your chances of getting inflammation. It's not just what you eat that helps. It's also how you move, what you do. There's a plethora of benefits to exercising, and you need to harness it. You need to access it into your life. You need to make it a habit, a priority, and you're doing this for your future self. It's an investment. It's a long-term investment for your health. The short-term investment is that you feel good after, but the long-term investment is that your health improves. You get stronger. You increase your stamina. You become more disciplined. That's all the long-term benefits, the long-term investments, the long-term rate of return. So please, prioritize yourself. See you in the next video.